on a Monday. It's Monday, ain't it? I have lost track of the days. I don't even know what day it is right now, but I know that I'm here with you guys and we are going to cut up tonight. I don't even know what order we going in, but I know we got people to drag and I know we got people to applaud and to laud. So I'm ready to get started. How about you guys? Hey, Miss Queen Libra, Vicky and Louisa and Electra Storm, and Orange is the new black out there in our YouTube land. We're also going to welcome Lady Sanchez on up here in this chat. Y'all, let's start talking about it. Let's get into it today. Lady Sanchez, you on the mute, girl. Did they get you quiet? She must be doing it.
No. I actually have been dealing with a migraine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Why are you here with a migraine?
Because I could not miss it.
The show is probably why you have a migraine.
I am not missing this, but I figure for the most part, I can talk when I can, because everybody else is gonna have a chance to speak. And where is everybody? How everybody doing? How y'all again? Hey, Miss Queen, I see you over there. Electra Storm on. So I'm ready to get into. Can we talk about Twitter? Are we doing this first? Are we talking about what happened today? The attack?
Well, right now it's just us chickens, so I guess we can start wherever we want to, and the rest of the crew can jump into this double dutch when they arrive.
Well, I tell you what. So the same girl that attacked you on Friday, right after live, she was the first one that came for me as soon as I changed my profile picture.
Hey, darling, I saw that.
So
She's special. She got
did you see?
stalking people. I don't even have time to read when people tag me and stuff. And she's out here on everybody. Like, is this her job?
Might be.
Hey,
So
April.
I
Hey,
think
Baby. Hey,
I
She
think
be
it
on
is her
like
because
her
I
job.
think they follow the leader, right? They follow the leader, right? So I think he appoints them. I think they have different jobs. I think he appoints them to do different things. So that might be her job is to kind of troll us, keep an eye on you, and maybe all of your followers, whatnot, stuff like that. Because she was the first one that did. I mean, and it was instantly. I hadn't had my profile switched, but for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and she was on me. But she didn't stay very long because I told her. So she was crying about it, and she told me I couldn't be a Hope representative or represent for Hope Logan because no representative, no fan of Hope would ship her with Thomas. So I dressed the part first of all. It's cute that you think you can tell me who I can represent and who I can't represent. I had to address that first. But
Mm.
basically, what are we doing here? I mean, first of all, he's not an abuser. Second of all, if we're going to start talking about abusers on this show, reiterate both Caroline and Brooke, and they call it destiny. So why are we still dragging Thomas? And she immediately, after I said that, I was blocked. So that was as far
Mm.
as that.
They don't want to hear the rational truth of it. They just want to dogpile on Thomas. But
Pretty
at
much.
the end of the day, everybody on this show has displayed abusive behavior. Ain't not one
And
person on this show free and clear of some kind of abusive behavior. Even Taylor, as much as I love her, ain't not one single person on this show exempt except for maybe the kids. And these days, I be side eyeing Douglas because he always looks like he's up to something. Ain't nobody on this show above or beyond abuse. We watched Stephanie choke Brooke out with a goddamn phone cord. See, these new kids, they don't know nothing about phone cords because they was born in the 90s. And in the 2000, so they just turning 22. They don't know nothing about phone call, of course. All they know in their life is cell phone. How you choke somebody with a cell phone? She wasn't using a cell phone. She was using a blessed landline. She done slapped Brooke, choked Brooke, gave Brooke a gun, and told Brooke to get, you know what, girl, just go and put the family out of this misery. Here's a gun. I think you know how they work. That was Stephanie. Ridge has raped 2 women. Thorne has been abusive. Eric has been abusive. There ain't not one person on this show ain't been abusive. So I don't know why they have to dogpile on Thomas. He kept her baby from her for 4
Because they need Thomas to be the boogeyman, so that Liam doesn't look like the piece of shit he really is.
To legitimize Liam and his shit.
Pretty much. Because if you go sit up here and tell me
him.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, you are not gonna sit up here and tell me that Thomas keeping a secret that he didn't start, because keep in mind, as much as they may like to retell history, Thomas is not the one who kidnapped anybody. He didn't steal nobody's baby.
And he's not the one that ran somebody off the road.
Exactly. So it's like, as much as they may want to say Thomas kept her baby from her, Thomas is not the one who took her child from her.
Correct.
That was her cousin, or rather that was Reese, and her cousin helped facilitate the cover up that her baby was not in fact dead.
And can we also talk about Hope was not the only one that was hurt and abused in that situation?
They don't care. They do not. Oh, honey, yes, we know
they
that.
don't care,
they do not care.
I'm just saying, can we talk about it? Like, and they love to forget that when it first happened, and when he first found out about it, being the last person and all, his first notion was to go and tell his sister and Hope. So let's talk. If y'all finna talk about, he kept his baby away from her and this, that. Yeah, okay. That's only because when he got to his sister's house, he seen how happy her daughter was and his sister, his niece, changed everything. So if he did it because he wanted to keep them happy, and Liam was fine being over there, so he's like, okay, well, you know what, I might as well just leave it alone then, because that's what it truly is about. That's what I feel like it's about. It ain't got it. As much as they don't sit up here and and flipped on Hope, it ain't got shit to do with Hope. It's the whole fact that he chose to have his sister stay happy and her baby stay happy. You can't tell me it ain't got nothing to do with Hope. Fuck Hope is what they said all week. I be damned. She deserved whatever she get if she just sit up here and she keep
Ain't that some fair weather shit?
Yeah.
They was dragging her through the mud.
Yeah.
Basically sitting up there about 2 steps away from calling her the whore of Babylon.
Yes. So you ain't gonna get me to tell me, just like they can't never remember Emma's name. The bitch name was Emma. They can't never remember that girl name. And don't forget she what Thomas did to Justin's niece. They can never remember Emma's name. That's because she never mattered until he laughed until he stood over there and was like, okay, well, I didn't have to do nothing. That is why.
Right.
So look, I got stuff for days for them. They ain't gonna come for me.
Hello,
Anyway,
can y'all hear?
hey y'all. Sorry I'm late.
My thing is, at this point, I just want them to stop playing with this mess, because here's the thing. On paper, I don't want Hope with Thomas. I really don't. Because Hope Logan is a boring ass character. Okay? She is. She just is. She has potential to be interesting. But that interesting is not with Liam. And that's where the show wants her. So I say, hey, let them have what they want. Leave her ass there. But stop using Thomas to prop up their bullshit. I mean, this is the most non-eventful sweeps I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
Yeah.
for this show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for Bold and the Beautiful. Everybody else, they doing their job. They
Can
earning
I
their check.
talk to Sam? Because she's having audio problems. Sam, go back out like it happened to me. Go back out, and when
I
you
think
come back in, test your audio.
Yeah, she out. She back in.
She
You
done
back
left
she back
again.
in.
For Christ's sakes, it took 18 times for me to
There
get
you go.
audio.
I don't know
Yeah,
what.
you gotta test your audio before you come back in. You
But I
gotta make
kept
sure the green
testing it.
line go up and down.
It was though. It was going up and down.
Dang.
Like
Mm.
y'all could probably hear me, but I just couldn't hear y'all. But
No,
anywho,
I couldn't hear
what did
anything
I
from you.
miss?
No,
Nothing. I think we should get Bo out of the way first because there's not really that much to talk about, so we can get on to the interesting
Okay.
shit.
Oh, y'all mean to tell me y'all haven't talked about nothing yet today?
no,
Mm-mm.
not yet. Well, girl, it ain't but 10 minutes in.
But listen,
Listen.
Linda, listen. I saw what I had seen. Let me tell y'all what I had seen on the internet today while I was working hard on the plantation for the man. Let me tell y'all what I seen on the internet.
What you think?
I seen Devon Hamilton putting
Oh,
his
yeah.
back into it, and his tatted back at that.
I told
Devon
you we
Hamilton back is sexy.
Girl, he put more than his back into
he put his back and everything else into it, but hold on. Let's do a quick because Y&R is gonna go long today. There's no way around that.
I'm so
Y&R is gonna go longer than Devon and Abby did.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. Listen, I'm sorry. I am sorry. But y'all have to settle me down because I fucking love the raunchy. And what I saw today,
Oh, everybody
it had
did it.
me cackling. I couldn't believe
It
it.
was
Let me tell you
spicy.
something. I seen them on the sofa.
It was
I seen them on the stairs. I seen them on the chair. Where else was they, y'all?
Girl, they was
The couch against the piano.
eggs and ham shit. I saw them do it in a box. I saw them do it with a fox. I saw them do it
on the house.
over there.
I am telling
I saw
you.
them doing it on the train, and I saw them doing it in the rain.
rain. Yes.
And
Let me tell
was
y'all something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is this
I'm
about to
sorry.
happen?
I would never have.
Okay,
been
so
able to say-
it was on the Canadian Day Ahead. So in Canada, they got that today, but we're getting it tomorrow. But everybody
I'm
saw
watching.
it because it was just too much. It was just too much. It really was.
It was
It was
everything. It was everything. I didn't
everything
know
you
I
want
needed.
from soaps. It was soapy shit. It was soapy. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just motion that we could talk about She-Con in a bit later on because that was the only thing that mattered today. Other than that, fuck Bold and the Beautiful. Let's talk about Wino.
Let's talk about it.
I want to talk about how I didn't watch the show, but I watched that clip 11 times. 11 minutes.
Girl,
I watched
couldn't miss it.
Abby up there on that wall, and I watched her breathing and exhaling and gasping like, "Oh Jesus, God, I've been needing this for so long."
I seen Devon Hamilton about to go down on her and eat her hamburger.
Hello.
hey, Sanchez.
Hey, y'all can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, just checking, making sure.
Man, look, I don't know what Chance been doing in the bedroom, but he must not have been hitting on shit from the way that Abby got her feathers ruffled and turned today. Woo!
She
didn't even look mad. She didn't
Chance
even
haven't
look
looked
like.
at Abby like that since he been home. He don't want Abby. He looking at her with this little ginger baby, and every time he turn around, there go Devon. She in her face, he in his. Chance don't like that. I mean, it's clear. I mean, am I the only one that see it? Every time Devon comes around, he see them. He turns his nose up.
Not just that, but honestly, this all goes back to the fact that Abby and Chance ain't had no business trying to have no damn baby in the circumstance that they did. With him going off into the night to go do military secret missions and shit, and her to have the baby like a damn Build-A-Bear, and then for him to come back and they're just supposed to be a happy, picture perfect family. It was never gonna work well that way.
But she couldn't
Right.
wait, though, she darling. But that was the thing. She couldn't wait. She acted like she couldn't wait till he got back from taking care of his business with law enforcement. She was so gung ho of having this baby. She did
Abby
it all.
always wanted to have the baby.
She don't have the baby on her own.
it's not that she didn't want to wait until he came back from his little tour de force, but before he left, which
He
this
told her.
for me, before he left, the doctor told him that he was temporarily impotent. He was just still recovering and healing from that shit that went down with Adam. When he
Yeah.
got shot for Adam and all that. The doctor never said y'all can't never have kids. The doctor told Abby she had scar tissue that would make it difficult and near impossible. Same thing they told Phyllis before she had Summer. And they told Chance that he just needed to heal because his sperm count was low. But once he recovered from all the effects of the chemicals and the bullet and all that shit, he should be fine. So really what she should have done and what he should have done was waited. And he should have told her, well, you know what? I'm going off on this dangerous mission. Let's just wait until I get home to see how things will be.
Like
when
people with common sense.
I might not even make it. She was trying to make a baby just in case he died so she could have a little piece of him left over to cry over. Girl, you better cry for some damn pictures like everybody else do when their man get killed in the damn war.
But guess what though? I hope everybody on the team with me will be hoping for Team Abby and Devon to have a baby from this.
I sure
Oh yes, that would be just perfect. If they give Dom a biological sibling because they just fucked around and found out, oh, that is just soapy. That is soapy.
You got the right it is.
You know what
You
they're
got
gonna
that right.
do? They're not gonna do that, Sam. What they will do is they're gonna say she's gonna be pregnant and it's gonna be for Chance, and they're gonna say exactly what Bubbles just said. We told y'all she didn't. We never said he couldn't get you pregnant. We said he had scar tissue.
But that's
At
even
that
better.
time, it was gonna be difficult. So that's what's gonna happen.
And that's even better for her to have a kid from both of them. Period. Point
That
blank,
would be
again, put a
fun.
period on it.
Let Abby just be at the center of some look. The naked Contessa was naked today. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, let them do this messy shit with Abby. Because here's the thing. I will give Y&R their damn roses. They
Yes.
actually up here doing soapy, messy shit.
You know what they did? They upped
Mhm.
the fucking ante.
They sure did.
Exactly.
That's what they did. They put stakes
Because they know
on
they
the
is coming
line.
out. That's why
They got marriages, children, relationship. They had both of the others walk in on their ass. We had it with Queen and
That
Eric
was
and Honey,
that was
but we didn't get
fantastic
what
at
we
the
were
end.
supposed to get.
No, it didn't give. Okay, because first of all, one, the shit with Donna and Eric got drawn out too long. And two, first of all, I don't know. All I can say is I can't wait until 2:00 tomorrow my time when our great friends to the north. Oh, while I'm saying this, I want to give a shout out to all of the Canadian soap Twitter fans. Thank you for feeding your starving brethren and sisters in the US. We appreciate y'all ass.
Give them their applause and their flowers.
Give them their flowers. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
you know
Thanks
what?
to sharing champagne, soap spoilers. Thank y'all so much.
Yes,
and everybody
I'm
else up there.
going to have to add to that for Miss Champagne. Miss Champagne, I appreciate your content, boo. I appreciate you, boo boo.
Y'all fed some starving Americans today. Thank you. We
Indeed.
were starving. We were starving for drama. And y'all helped deliver it to us a whole day early. Bless y'all.
It was delicious. Y'all, I'm still watching this clip. Like, this is the Young and the Restless.
Let me tell y'all something. Mr. Devon Hamilton had himself a piece of the naked heiress all over that penthouse today. And I don't even like her. And I was loving it. I'm Team Abby. Get your piece, ma'am. Go ahead and get it in. I'm behind you. I'm going to stick beside her.
I'm all for it. You know why? Because the whole problem with Y&R in the last 2 years is that they don't let people do shit.
Right.
They don't let people do nothing. Well, they did something today.
They gave us Mr. Hamilton is fine as hell. God damn.
yeah.
Did you see his shoulders and his arms and his back? God damn.
I kept
I
looking.
saw his back, his neck,
Everything.
his crack.
I am not gonna lie. I was watching that going my body all over your body. Ooh, I was like,
That's
go
why
ahead.
I heard that from you. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what is she over here keep spitting shit? She over here LSGing and everything.
That's why
And
I
you
was.
telling me Mr. Hamilton broke the back, baby. I mean, Mr. Hamilton gave it to Miss what was Chance, whatever her name is, he gave it to Abby. He
I
gave
guess
it
it's
to her.
Abby Newman, Abby Abbott Newman. I'm Carlton. I'm not sure how her maiden name break down these days.
So listen, what else happening on Y&R? Since we know that
Okay.
Abby is, I'm
That was
loving
the
Melissa
best part.
Ordway right now.
That was the most scandalous part. The most interesting part was that another interesting thing was that Lily had to tell Jill about what Billy did as far as him quitting on her for Chancellor. Jill was not fucking amused. She was not amused at all. She was like, he ain't happy. I don't give a flying mother if he happy. What you mean he ain't happy?
You know, Billy got the audacity to not be happy. That's with Jill. You know, Billy
Yes.
has been known, I don't even watch this show like that, but Billy has been known to be a screw up his entire existence.
His
No
mother
matter how
is
old he get, he got gray hair and he looks like a nice maturing, about to be a silver fox. But they still have him as little Billy the fuck up.
well, Jill gonna get a hold of his ass sometime this week, and she gonna rip him a new one. Cause she apologized to Lily. She said, "I am so sorry. He did this." And of course, my part that I was interested in is that she basically said his timing couldn't be worse. Y'all already. So you trying to tell me that y'all are down 2 COOs because Nate's ass a damn traitor, and because my son is a damn fool who wants to go off and do something he enjoys?
Podcasting? Is that what he doing?
I
Is this
guess.
Billy's new passion?
Well, his passion right now is helping Chelsea. That's what's absorbing all of his time. Chelsea there was some good scenes with Melissa, with Chelsea talking to the counselor at the center place that she is.
Stop
Where
it. That's
yes,
what I'm
where
looking forward to.
Yeah, that happened today. That happened on today's show too, so that's good. And she is going to Amanda. Okay, so when Amanda got back at the beginning of the show, everybody thought that this sex between Gabby wasn't going to happen because Amanda was getting off the elevator, but she went to go see Nate ass across the hall because she wanted to tell his ass a few things about this whole mess about him selling out the company to Victoria Newman, etc., etc. And so that's where she was. She was across the hall talking to Nate about this foolishness he done perpetrated while her boyfriend was breaking Abby back all over the house in places he probably ain't screwed her yet.
Y'all,
And
my hand raised.
hmm?
I got my hand raised. I can't hold it no more. I can't hold it no more.
Go.
Y'all, maybe I'm behind because she posted this 3 hours ago, but Sharon Champagne posted this clip of Chance and Amanda walking in.
Yes.
Devon.
That is how the
I
show
seen it.
ended. That is
Yeah.
how the show ended. There will be no drawn out secret, no guilty stares, no, oh my God, how will I tell them? Them mofos were stretched out on that couch without a worry in the world, kissing
right.
on each other, gearing
So
up
when
for
they got
round
caught,
6.
they were still wrapped up in each other. They was looking at the other two like, how dare y'all interrupt us fucking?
Devon
Yes.
was still popping, girl, when they walked in. Like,
Yes,
what y'all? Oh, y'all fuck.
I'm telling you, girl. Listen, they were still doing it on the sofa when they spouses walked through the door. They walked through the door, and Abby and Devon was still on the sofa doing the do. They took 3 or 4 steps, and Abby and Devon was still swinging and hunting.
Girl, I'm looking at the replay now. I done watched it about 10 times because it ain't but 19 seconds. I am sitting here with my mouth wide open.
Yeah, they was going in for another round. They was getting up.
Open. That's what I said. They was wrapped up with each other, looking at those two that came in on them like, how dare they interrupt?
Do you know how bold you got to be in this world to screw another woman on your couch when you share a house with your girlfriend who got a key in broad daylight?
Yup.
I mean,
This ain't the first time Devon
audacity.
did something like that.
No, it ain't. I mean, Devon ain't never beaten this whole phase. He ain't never gonna be no man no woman in Genoa City should ever expect Devon Hamilton to be faithful to her ever.
No, he's not letting no grass grow under his feet. If it's over, it's over. I remember when he had sex with what's her name? The redhead girl, Mariah. When he had sex with Mariah on them same stairs that he's had sex with Abby on today.
Devon,
I remember when I seen him.
Stairs.
He had sex with Mariah on the same stairs that he had sex with Abby on today. The
You're
first
right.
thing that
I
came
think
into
Kat
my
posted
mind-
that and said that. She was like, he got a thing for stairs.
Listen,
He
Devon
did.
put him on that stairway to heaven, y'all. That's that stairway to heaven, Devon.
From looking at Devon's back, I believe it is in heaven.
That's
I
the
believe-
stairway to heaven, honey.
Heaven,
I mean,
heaven,
and for this-
heaven, honey, heaven.
and the
Heaven,
fact that this is all coming out inside the same week, oh, bless them for giving us a drama. Somebody told them this is your 50th anniversary. Your ass need to act like it, and they listened accordingly. I don't know who put Josh Griffin in the closet to write this, but thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
They what they do, they probably got ghostwriters for sweeps. Somebody to come in here and say, well, this is what we got. Well, goddamn, y'all ain't got shit.
Brad should have some damn ghostwriters because he could have been sitting out here taking the #1 spot every week. But they like to just jerk off over there. They just like to jerk it and not finish, and that's okay. They want to keep all the seed inside. Okay. But meanwhile, the rest of us gonna be watching Young and the Restless and General Hospital and Days of Our Lives. And if you got time to squeeze Holly Oakley and watch that shit too. Sorry.
But y'all can't don't go slipping on me on my Days of Our Lives.
No, we gonna get to them.
We're gonna get to days, honey, because
We gonna get to days. We got 2 days worth of days to cover.
Yes.
I got fed by days today in a way that they ain't fed me in a while because, honey, Tony and Anna came home.
Yes, and every time Tony and anytime Tony and Anna show up, no matter when it is, they always bring some drama. Always.
Honey, let me tell you what. I've been rocking Tony and Anna since she was Anna Brady and was married to Roman, honey. She gave up her baby girl and told Marlena, I ain't never tried to be nobody's mama, girl. I can't be no mama. But you seem fit for this role, so I'm going to give you my little baby girl and you can raise her. But I'm going to go back out here in these streets where I belong in because I can't be raising no babies.
Yeah.
That ain't my life, sis.
Carrie who? Anna look, she in good hands.
Right. Anna said, I trust you, Marlon. Even though Stefano is chasing you and you're going to eventually be possessed by the devil, I trust you to raise my child because you're probably the most moral person in this whole little burg called Salem. And Carrie has been Marlena's daughter ever since. But Anna Demera, that is my bitch. I will fight you in these streets over Anna and Tony. Do you hear me?
I grease up with you, Bubbles. I'm greasing up with you. I'm greasing up with you about Anna and Tony.
I will fight you in these streets. When Johnny said, I can't talk to my Uncle Tony because he might tell my daddy. But my Aunt Anna, that bitch love me.
No, she ain't gonna say that.
She ain't gonna say that.
I'm her favorite. I'm her favorite nephew anyway. She ain't gonna rat me out.
Johnny is everybody's favorite. Johnny's everybody's favorite because Susan did not rat him out either. Susan stood right there and told EJ a bold-faced lie.
Yep.
Oh, my little Johnny, my little boss, well, look, hey, baby. He just said he misses Ava and he just loved her more. Oh, my sweet little grandbaby. And then that was it. That was it. She lied to EJ's face, and I was like, go home, girl. I love me some Susan Banks.
Me too. And guess what else I loved? During that scene, remember when she did tell EJ he just sick about his love. And EJ responded with, the lovely Chanel. I absolutely adored that.
Yeah.
EJ loves Chanel.
He does.
They got there. At first, when they first got married, him and Samuel was like, what is this shit? You don't even hardly know this girl. But he came around.
Yep. And now it's the lovely Chanel. Oh my God. I just love this EJ, y'all. I have to say, I freaking love this EJ. EJ Demira. I love him. I love him. I love to hate him. I just love everything about what this actor brings to EJ. The complexity is just like, I just adore this character. That man needs to get an Emmy.
I mean, I don't like EJ unless he around Susan. So he's been tolerably delightful to me, especially when Tony took them. Okay, so y'all,
The catfish
told EJ
nuggets.
to go get, Susan told EJ to have Cook make her some catfish nuggets, and EJ turned up his nose because I guess they too sedated for catfish. And then he came out the kitchen with that plate of catfish, and Tony was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, my mama had Cook make some catfish nuggets." And Tony was looking at it like, "Oh, you wretched plebes are eating catfish." And then he ate some. He was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
He
was
had the
good.
whole plate
Kinda
and
fire.
wasn't planning on putting it down.
Oh, he was like,
EJ had to take it.
Mama, this is catfish is. Girl, you got that. Oh, you still sitting. I'm gonna eat your portion too. Tony was sitting on the couch holding the whole plate like that shit was for him. And
Indeed.
EJ was like, this was my mama.
Now listen. Now let me tell you how cute Tony and Anna is. How freaking cute is Anna and Tony? Anna, she comes through the door just complaining. Just as cute as she can be. Just nonstop complaining. And of course, Tony, being the good man that he is, goes to say yes, dear, to every damn thing. But did you see that look when she was talking about the red thing that fell and broke? How he
The heart thing.
Gave her, yes, honey. Her heart.
like, woman, stop being dramatic.
Girl, but
Love
that
those
was her thing. Tony gave her that heart, and she cherishes everything that Tony gives her, honey, and always has. I remember something about a bracelet from many, many years ago. But that little heart, I'm pretty sure that signifies something, and he made a whole big old speech about it when he gave it to her. She sure did twist it. Oh, I called the artist. He's here in Salem. He told me to just bring him the pieces. He'll see what he can do with it. And he believed her. He was like, okay, love, you want me to go with you? I'm going, baby. You going to stay here and eat your little catfish nuggets with your brother. I was like, this is why I love Anna. This right here is why I love Anna Demira. Because she don't really lie to Tony. She'll keep it. She's going to eventually tell him what's up when it comes down to the end of it. But right now, she's so playfully keeping things away from him. And on the flip side, EJ is sitting over here telling Tony exactly what went down and expecting Tony to keep it from Anna. He ain't gonna be able to do it. He ain't gonna be able to do it.
Exactly. He's like, I don't keep secrets from my wife.
Because he know better. He knows that he can't. Tony and Anna is like the perfect older couple where they settled. He knows his lane. She knows hers. Don't nobody go outside and deviate outside the lane, and everything stay copacetic. That's how it's gonna fall. Always with Tony and Anna. Now,
Anna,
Lady Sanchez.
They dirt a long time ago. They passed their dirty stage. They the elders.
I am, and I know Lady Sanchez as well, excited about getting our Ava Batali back. And I have been enjoying Charlie Dale immensely. I absolutely always loved Charlie. From the moment he was the nerdy, like geeky, all look like he's going to be a cute little dork, especially when he turned murderous. I have been enjoying Charlie Dale, and I have loved watching him convince Ava to remember how good it feels to be bad.
You know what? I like that too, but I also want her to get over this guilt that she's carrying around about Charlie, because she's going to end up making a mistake because she's listening to this little what does she have? Not a hallucination, delusion. This little delusion that she's having, that Charlie is back and telling her, like, I don't know if she's having a schizophrenic break or whatever. She's seeing things and hearing things. But that's what's going to cause her to mess up. She should have just stuck to her first mind, where she just blackmailed EJ and got the money and went on about her business. But she let her imaginary dead son tell her, oh, no, we're going to take the credit for this. He needs to know he can't be fucking with Ava.
Yeah,
He needs
I was
to know
like,
about his mama. And I'm like, girl, no, he don't.
I'm almost like, I think Ava need a little time with Marlena to get that shit integrated or whatever the hell going on. Because it's like, she was on the right path. I want vengeance. I want to make that son of a bitch pay. And I want to get some money out that bastard. I was like, go ahead, Ava. Get your pound of flesh. Get it. Then here come this Charlie delusion talking about why can't he know? You should tell him. He needs to know you did it. I'm like, bruh. And then when he popped up about the stuff about kidnapping Henry, and it's just gonna be you, me, and Henry, I'm like, Ava, I'm hoping you come to the point where you realize that Charlie's not really there. It would just be you and Henry. There's no us. Us isn't really there. Us is you, baby. Us is you.
Well, I want to see Ava, Charlie, and Lil Henry on the run together. I want to damn see it. I love Ava and Charlie's misunderstood ass. Yep, I sure do. Lady
I mean,
Sanchez.
Lady Sanchez, I wonder if she fell asleep or if her audio went down.
She had a
Oh,
migraine, so she might be asleep if she's not responding.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh yeah, because she is on mute.
Yeah, she's on mute. So she said she would listen, maybe not participate that much because she's got a migraine, but she just couldn't stay away from her. So she.
Well, we'll do our best to do the talking. So I hope you feel better, honey.
Well, yeah, we love our Ava, and we like her bad. That's how we like her.
But listen, when he started talking about that baby, like Darling said, I was like, well, shit, she ain't Sheila Carter. How is everybody out here stealing babies but Sheila?
I'm ready.
He's out here snatching babies, and Sheila is on date night at the Olive Garden, which was beautiful. I hate to go backwards, but y'all, that was a beautiful scene with Sheila and Deacon today. And it don't make sense that he went and proposed to Brooke when he's sitting out here having all.
Thank you. That is Bubbles. You hit it on the nail. A man who can whip up a overnight evening at a closed Italian restaurant to give you a romantic wine and dine and dance with you under the stars in a private closed restaurant is not a man who is thinking of proposing to someone else. It really feels like it's like somebody just cut a hole in the story and stitched that piece of bullshit in there because that's just what Brad wanted there. Because it don't match nothing that happened before it, and it don't match nothing that happened after it.
Right. Correct. It was just out of the blue and stupid. And now he's back to Sheila and telling her how special he all but told Sheila today that he loves her and she's his everything. Because them actions that he put in for her today, those actions say, I love you and you are my everything. This man redirected the damn security cameras. He redirected the because she asked him, how can we be doing this? He said, I'm going to make, I made sure that the security cameras won't see us. They can't play no music. So they sitting there humming in their head the same song and dancing. This man got a little bitty lights out. They got drinks on the table for them, probably cooked food that he brought down and sneaked so they could have dinner. Deacon is in love with Sheila. And this whole running to propose to Brooke just don't make no damn sense. Like that, it just none. What was that about?
Honestly,
it didn't make no sense when it happened.
It was fanfic, like that somebody else, because that's the thing. Right before that, you had Sheila and Deacon in the apartment with him calling, her calling him daddy, and him talking about, when did this turn into a marriage? Look, men don't be talking about how settled your relationship is if they really think yearning to go be with somebody else. So him pulling out some dusty ass old ring that he said he didn't have for a millennium and popping over to Brooke's house just because Hope brings it up and says, well, my mom's single now. Ridge left her ass in the dust. You need to go shoot your shot, Dad. Didn't make no damn sense. Because immediately after all that happened, what happened? What happened? Deacon went right back to being in Sheila's face, being all up on her, being all into her. And the thing is, She-Con isn't just this crazy sex that happened that they just fell into. They are both at this place where they are revealing things to each other. They are telling each other how important it is that I can be myself with you. That's important to me. And Sheila's talking about, being with you and being out here with you makes me feel like my life isn't over. I thought it was, but it's not. Those are things that people who are really falling for each other say to each other. So Shikon is officially moving from the relationship of circumstance that just happened to happen to a real full-fledged damn thing. They have more romance going on between them than some of the married ass people on this raggedy ass show.
I done told you. I told y'all once upon a time when Sheila came to town and her idea was to pretend to be a couple with Deacon, that she was going to get that man before it was over because she wanted Deacon when she came to town. She was flirting hard with Deacon, throwing herself at Deacon and telling him, oh, you holding out your little Peterbird virginity for Brooke. Brooke don't want your Peterbird virginity. You don't know what you're holding on to it for. You're holding on to a pipe dream. You better come and get with this reality that's staring in your face. And he was like, oh, no. Sheila even went so far as to tell their children, you know, me and your daddy fucking now. We gonna be a family and we might end up, wouldn't that be so cute? Hope and Finn can be brother and sister. We can have our own little family with them and Hayes and the grandbabies. Remember, she put that damn picture together with her and Deacon and them superimposed little babies. Sheila knew in the beginning that she was going to get Deacon, and she set aside, she made goals, she made small attainable goals, and bloop, 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 and now she got a man. I ain't mad at her. She did it
I'm not.
the proper way.
Ain't nobody mad at
a
you.
super couple. As far as I'm concerned,
in a homage to my new screen name, Sheila was cryptic and Machiavellian and got what she wanted.
She sure did. She
So,
sure the fuck did.
She was the mastermind. She got what she wanted, and now he's hers. So you know what, Sheila? Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You earned them.
She sure did. She lost a toe in the process too.
Gave up a whole toe. Y'all know them toes they had at Halloween was the toes they had at her 30th anniversary party. They made toes.
Yeah.
That's what those toes were for.
That was the longest toe I ever seen in all my life.
Well, them were some gnarly toes. But her toes were gnarly in that petri dish the cops gave to Ridge.
And Ridge got that on his damn phone like an idiot. But yeah. Wait, I can't wait for. Honestly, that would actually be one of the more amusing parts of anybody finding out Sheila's alive. Ridge and them Ridge gonna have to delete that damn picture and say, I've been saving this picture all this time for nothing. That heifer's still alive. God damn it, I made it my screensaver.
I'm trying to tell you.
But yeah, so they actually got this. I mean, and it's ironic. The last show was Sin having this private family time and having it be, you know, sweet and romantic at towards the end, and then you have Shikon having this basically a whole restaurant reserved, though technically not reserved, like Deacon said. She's like, what if they got somebody watching this place at night? He's like, oh, that's me. I'm the night watch. So I'm watching us have a good time tonight.
Right. He's the security guard at the place because that's probably one of the conditions of him being able to live there. And he probably lives there rent free in exchange for being the night security guard.
Probably.
That's a sweet deal. That's a pretty sweet deal. I mean, he got whole restaurants to.
Right.
He could use restaurants to romance women's. Go ahead, shit.
That's right. And remember, that was I told you Deacon and Sheila had me gone long ago when Deacon told her that he was gonna bring her something back to eat. I knew I was a goner right then. He was feeding her ass. He was nourishing her body. So yeah, that man had been
Oh, hold on, Sam. You're having some audio problems.
My phone was black. But Deacon has had it bad for Sheila ever since she put that Il Na Na on him.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
It was like we slipped into an alternate universe today, you guys.
Go ahead, honey. I hadn't heard from you at all. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we slipped into an alternate universe. You know, it's people out here who theories is that it's been a dream for so freaking long. Today episode actually felt like we were slipping. Like seriously. everything about today's episode was really freaking laughable. It was like a kind of like your whole mouth stay open the whole time you watch the show. It was like either if it was a good R or a bad one, or just like damn, for real. It's just it was piss poor in my opinion. But hey, I'm accepting it because y'all know I'm gonna watch this whole fucking horror movie until I find out how to kill a killer. I'm not gonna turn my head away.
The only part of the show that I cared for was She-Con. The rest of it was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree that especially that whole shit with Bill being always gonna be her
Oh my God.
noises like, dude, you are a 60-year-old man. You don't need to be neighing, and you definitely don't need to be doing that. And the whole time I was like, I'll always be there. Of course, I'll protect anyone you love. Get your desperado looking at. I was so done.
I wish Katie could have just walked in. For what? I don't know. Because she already knows that her sister is trash. Like, how do somebody turn your TV down? How do you, with one breath, stand there in your sister's face and say, oh, girl, no, you know I don't want your man anymore. But then when he comes over, you skinning and grinning in his face and kikiing. Oh,
right.
You
right.
so funny. You just need to stop playing.
I'm still your stallion. I'm like, what the hell is this, Mr. Ed? Boy, get.
Like, if we really go and count the days, ain't it still the same day that Katie was at the house that morning talking about?
No.
Or the day after. It's been at least 2 days, 3 days.
Right.
He was there saying, well, I bet you if you was free, Bill would be knocking your door down and, oh no, Katie, he really wants you back. Really? So that's why he in your face with a saddle went in like a damn horse, talking about some giddy up, and you're not, like, you're encouraging it. I mean, I get that you accept that he done told you that he don't want your sister, but you don't have to encourage his advances either. And that's exactly what Brooke does with Bill.
Every time.
And not just Bill, all of them.
All of them, yeah. But Bill is the one that stands out because she's double-faced to Katie. She says one thing to Katie. Oh no, Katie, I would never think about. I'm not interested in Bill. I love Rich. But you sitting there grinning in Bill's face and really entertaining the words that he's saying. You got some interest. You got some interest. You keeping that door open, because if you wasn't keeping that door open, you wouldn't be letting Bill touch all over you and comfort you, talking about you need to come on and drop the zero and get with the hero. What he do? He better stop touching her, because all he doing is revving her up for Liam.
Gassing her up and test starting dry. Baby, yes he is. And don't he look, and that's the best part, he don't even know it.
But that's what Brooke always does. This is exactly like when Katie was over there talking to her, doing a wellness check, wasting her goddamn time, of course. But when she was doing a wellness check on her pitiful ass sister, she asked her, she's the one who brought up Bill, because Brooke is always checking for her other option. Yes, she on its face, she will stand up here and die on the hill that her and Ridge are destiny, they are meant to be, and that nothing can change that. But she will never totally cut off any route to another man just in case, because Brooke can't be alone. It's also why you and I found this the height of amusement. How Bill, who ain't even her man, was up there saying Deacon can't be up in this house. I was like,
he said that to Brooke?
Oh yes, ma'am.
So I figured it out, darling. I figured it out, y'all. He's selling everything he owns just so he can move into the damn mansion in Beverly Hills with Brooke. So he can run the shots. So he can replace and be the new dressmaker. Girl.
But wait a minute, though. I'm sorry. So explain to me this conversation where about Bill had.
Okay, so in his usual pitch, because every time he sees Brooke, all Bill does is talk about how he's, the one. He's the best one for her. He's the one who has everything she needs. Blah, mother, blah, blah, blah.
So I'm
So
so sick of it already.
so of course, along with that, he has to malign the quote unquote other choices. Okay, about Ridge being the dressmaker and Deacon being the ex-con, blah blah blah. Well, in today's edition of that, he pointed out that Deacon really can't be coming around here like
Yes,
that.
honey. He hit her with the same shit Ridge has been saying for almost a year.
And what did she say?
Need to be
Not a damn thing.
because he's trouble. And she goes, "Oh, Bill, you mean what did she say?" And she put him off. That was real slick the way that she put Bill off from Deacon. "Oh, Bill, don't talk about him like that. Oh, Bill, don't say those things about Deacon because he didn't propose to her. She thinks she's still gonna have him on the, but she best to wise up because Sheila is not after today. After today,
Y'all know.
Sheila will take her head like this is the Highlander. There could be only one, and it ain't you, bitch.
honey, after today, I would send Sheila the money to buy the damn supplies to get rid of Brooke. Do you hear me?
Exactly. Now, look, I put
commissary card when they send her to prison is what I'm talking about.
wait. I pulled it up. Hold on a second. I want Sam to hear this foolishness. Hold on. Oh, before I play this, I don't own shit. I'm just a nobody on the internet. I just wanted to, put that out there.
Yeah, we just trying to hear. Mm-hmm.
Research purposes.
These babies. Come on, right? You've seen them.
I see them.
Bigger, stronger. There for you whenever you need them. And Brooke, seriously, Sharp can't be coming around here. He is trouble.
Oh, so what you're saying is Deacon is a part of my family.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
that's what you're saying.
what I'm saying is that he is Hope's father, and if they want to hang out, they're welcome to do that all they want, just not here. You need to be completely off limits. And if you think that's because I want you all to myself,
Mm-hmm.
I do.
And that's the end of that bullshit.
That was so gross. Okay,
Yes, it
so
was. Disgusting.
While
So
we talking about supporting women and shit, can we talk about how she is all up in here smiling and skinning and grinning in the face of the man who tortured and tormented her daughter for years? Can we talk about how Bill is the reason why Hope was stuck in the gondola? That wasn't all Steffi. That was Bill's pulling the strings. Steffi called Bill and said, "Hope is here. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to keep her from ruining my wedding because I'm fixing to go up here on this mountain and marry Liam." And Bill went to work, and he is the one who stopped that gondola. Steffi was climbing the mountain. How the hell she got time to run across town and pay somebody to stop a fucking blonde from coming across the mountain in the gondola? But Brooke let that man do all that to her daughter. Y'all remember Hope even went to Bill's house with the golf club and fucked his shit.
Yep. Yes, she did.
Tormented her daughter for months. But that's a message we're not going to talk about. How it's okay for you to open your legs for the man that has been making your daughter's life hell. And then you go on to marry this man because it's better than destiny. It's love. We belong.
Exactly. Not to mention he sabotaged her destiny wedding in Italy, and then and came this close to making sure that she didn't marry Liam.
Thank you. He's the one who brought Deacon back into their lives.
Exactly.
That's how.
But only Thomas Forrester. Only dating Thomas Forrester sends a bad message to women.
Right. It's one of the reasons why that entire thing pisses me off. Not because people aren't entitled to their opinions. People are. Anybody can think whatever they want about anything. It's because it is not applied equally to anything. It's just like saying, hold on a second. So she married the man so first of all, Ridge married his stalker because he married Brooke. Then she married the man who sat down there and did everything in his power to keep her daughter, including having paparazzi chase her daughter all over Aspen while she was stressed out and popping pills. But it's fine for Brooke to marry that man. It doesn't send a bad message. There's no bad message there. There's no message saying, you shouldn't marry people who do aggressive, antagonistic, terrible, awful things to your children because that might ruin your relationship. No, you can marry them. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
First
Message
of
my
all, he
ass.
didn't want to sit when he sat up there and broke Bridget on a live phone call for her whole family to hear the shit.
Yeah,
So,
she laid up with him.
So not even a year later, here she is confessing she's in love with him and she's having his baby. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was all right. That sent a great message. That's why I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna sit up here and worry about what messages are being sent, first of all, daytime is no place to be finding messages. I'm sorry to tell you, this is not the place for it. There are lots of places for you to get messages. Daytime television is not one of them, especially not soap operas, because they send terrible messages every day of the week.
Especially traditional American soap operas. I mean, that is the whole point and purpose of them, is to to escape the realism. That's why people come back from the dead, and we got masks that make you look and sound and be the same weight as a whole nother person and a whole nother sex. All right.
People wearing disguises, full blown that is not who that. Look, y'all do that to Sheila. In the real world, you know that.
Can?
Yeah, that was Can went out on us.
I think you went out for a minute.
But as I listen to you guys talk about what's happening on that fashion show, I realized a little trend. So while Bill was over there begging Brooke to hold court with her, Thomas was over there on Willow Hill Lane begging Hope to hold court with her. Is that what's going on with November Sweeps?
Yes, that's basically that is Bold and the Beautiful does not even need to be say they in sweeps, because they're not. The only thing that's getting swept is them under a dusty bed somewhere, because this is boring, it's pedantic, it's predictable, it's everything that nobody wanted to see, it's everything that everyone suspected we would see as soon as they started this shit in in September. Because see, here's the part that pisses me off about all of this more than anything, is that the show recarves itself to make Brooke and Liam's delusions the truth. Because here's the thing. Everything that started with Douglas started in the beginning of April. After the Sin reunion and everything, and the family was back together, Douglas made that comment to Thomas, and Thomas realized, he needed to step up and really be there for his son. Hope really didn't have anything to do with it at all. Period. He just wanted to be with his son. That was all. And all you had was Brooke and Liam constantly saying, no, he doesn't want to worry, but he doesn't want to be with his kid. He doesn't want anything to do with his kid. He's just doing this because he's trying to just pull Hope in. But that's not how it played out on screen. There was nothing to suggest that Hope had anything to do with it, that this had anything to do with other than Thomas wanting to step up and be a good father to his son. Then September 11th, a day that will live in infamy for several reasons, is when that I'm a one-woman man and that's you shit happened. So basically, it's like they wrote the story started, and then Brooke and Liam started on their bullshit, and somebody went in and added that bullshit to the narrative to make their bullshit the truth when it wasn't. That's how I look at it. I'm like, because if Thomas had been doing all of this with the guise of trying to get a hold of, get a foot in the door with Hope, it would have been portrayed that way from the start, and it wasn't.
Well, I think that for some reason, I think that's the formula. I feel like I'm stepping away from it and stepping back. And as I'm listening to it, we always say that when I say the mind fuck happens, where they try to tell us that we didn't see what the fuck we saw.
Mm-hmm.
You just said it. We all saw it. We saw Douglas ask Thomas, "Do you miss me?" We saw that all on damn screen.
Yes,
That
we
wasn't a
did.
part of no scam or nothing. We wasn't we ain't crazy. It happened. But like you said, I believe it's the formula. I don't think it's somebody changed it. I think it's the damn formula. Now that they have sufficiently sold us, oh well, Thomas just doing what he want and Brooks just being a fucking Karen. After that, we see that that's sufficiently what it is. Nope. Now they're going to make Brooke right. And now we're going to start seeing Thomas do everything that Brooke said he was doing when we saw that he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the
Clearly.
formula. Period. Now we saw Hope checking Thomas out. Remember when
That,
he
yeah.
spilled the coffee on himself?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when they almost touched hands and a little giggly and all that? We didn't fucking imagine it. It happened. But now we see Hope looking like she wants to vomit in her mouth again. Even I saw it today, y'all, and I'm only
Oh no,
seeing it
you
on
saw
Twitter
it.
clips. I saw it
Oh no, you
today.
saw it clearly. You
It's
saw it.
there. It's happening. It's happening. Um, and I'm only seeing it on Twitter clips. I am nauseated. I'm nauseated by it. I'm just nauseated by it because we have a beautiful love story, and I can't even enjoy it and watch it because of my protest. But there's a beautiful love story that has been happening and popping off over there in Deacon and Sheila land for a while. But we can't get anything like that for Thomas Forster. We saw Devon bust down Abby today. All we want is to see some shit like that for Thomas Forster with his fine ass.
Girl,
And we
yes.
can't. It's not gonna happen.
Do you know who I would send a fruit basket to if we could get Thomas knocking down walls with some fine ass woman who wanted him as much as he wants her?
And
Because
we
that
had Sally. We had Sally. We had Sally when J Matt was cast. We had Sally for a couple of years. When we lost Sally, 2021.
2020.
It was
2020.
2020. Well, yeah, we had J Matt from 2019 to 2020. So we had them on screen. They even had photos together. I mean, the promotional photos together. But they did not give us that. They made a decision. A choice was made to ensure that Thomas didn't have Sally, whom that's who he should have had. We all know that. That's
Mm-hmm.
where he should have went. But they got rid of her. They literally got rid of the whole damn character. So that
Listen,
Thomas
at
could
this point,
obsess.
at this point, they could turn John Thomas into Jay from Big Mouth and have him fucking all the couch cushions. I would accept that because this man ain't had sex with nobody since he made Douglas, I'm guessing.
Well,
Well,
he had sex with Zoe. Him and Zoe
Yeah, him and Zoe
have
did
sex.
have sex.
that's true. But look how long ago that was. Wasn't that 2
That
years
was a long
ago?
time.
That was a long time ago. By soap terms, yeah, that was like
Like I said, just turn him into Jay from Big Mouth and give him some what do you call it when you give inanimate objects human qualities? Anthropomorphic. Just give him some anthropomorphic fucking pillows. Since we gonna make him the delusional nutbag, and just let him be walking around dating the pillows in the office. He
But
can
you know what
design
we
beautiful
asked?
pillowcases.
All we
He can.
asked for was Thomas to raise his son.
That's all. He need.
That's all we
You
asked
know
for
what?
was
That's
to
all.
free Douglas, so Thomas could raise his son. But we started out with that. They got us set up. They set us up for it. We thought that we had made it. But
yeah.
then with the monkey's paw, they dragged him back into the obsession. So I mean, I just don't get it. So I remember saying to myself, they can't be so stupid as to they have to have enough foresight to see that they can't take Douglas from Hope to give him to Thomas just to take him back and give him back to Hope. They got to see that is not the route to go. But it does appear that they are so short-sighted that they can't see, okay, well, maybe we'll give them Douglas, so Thomas and Douglas together, but we also gonna make him crazy at the same time again. What is they thinking about? I'm trying to understand their logic.
Maybe Thomas is they didn't get everything out the first time. Maybe he was supposed to be on meds and he stopped taking his meds. And eventually Finn will recognize it because Finn was the person who recognized Thomas was off the first time. So maybe if we can just get to Finn and Thomas to be real friends the way people want Finn and Carter to be friends, because Finn already has a built-in friend in his brother-in-law Thomas. They need to be hanging out anyway because they're brother-in-laws.
That
But
makes
I
sense to
feel
me.
like it's gonna be a while, and then Finn gonna be talking to Steffi one day about, Thomas has been acting kind of off like he was before. I wonder if he's been taking his meds, and then we'll find out that all this time Thomas should have been on meds like Pam was, and he either wasn't on his meds at all, or like Kanye, he decided to stop taking his meds because they make him more creative, and that's why this Hope for the Future line is so beautiful and don't look like car wash stripes up in here.
Well, Bubbles, now you see how nicely Bubbles literally nicely Bubbles put up in a little bow a plausible damn storyline to get Thomas out of the shit. But you know what, Bubbles? The only problem with that is that they have made it clear that they are making choices to put Thomas in this shit.
Yeah.
It was the price we had to pay to get Steffi out.
Yes. What did I say the other day on Twitter? It's like The Ring. How do you escape The Ring in Samara? You play the videotape and trap somebody else in this shit. That's your only way out, or you're dead. So apparently, that's what they've decided for Thomas. You want Steffi free and happy and in a healthy, committed relationship with a man who adores the ground she walks on. Okay, you can have it, but guess what? You may get one Tay Top free, but one of them got to stay in prison. So if she going free, her brother going to jail.
It's the monkey's paw. We didn't wish right, y'all. It's the monkey paw.
That's what I said. This is the monkey's paw. We did not wish right.
It don't matter how we wish, though. The monkey's paw always gonna come back and fuck us.
Because we don't wish right. We ain't wishing right. We not wishing right. We ain't figured out how to wish
Girl,
right.
you know how the monkey's paw go. It don't matter how you wish.
It don't matter how you wish. That's right. You gonna get what you want, but you gonna lose something.
But you know how the monkey's paw go? You only get 3 wishes to begin with. You only get 3 shots to get it right.
You can't wish for more wishes. And I'm sorry that you didn't think to ask the monkey's paw to bring your son back as a whole person the way he was before he fell in that fucking meat grinder at work. Pose your wishes. Sit down and think about your wishes real carefully. I just finished the Twilight Zone episode where the man got 3 wishes and was trying to con the genie out of another wish. And the genie was like, it don't really work that way. So when you get this wish, this is it. Ride or die to the day you die. And when you decide you don't want this wish no more, we gonna come collect you, sir. So make sure that you thought about it. Don't just be up here talking about who I want to be a millionaire, because it's consequences if you don't think about all the different ways you can become a millionaire. Somebody could die.
And have a hell of a life insurance policy and a state to inherit.
Right.
I think they just created stories like the monkey's paw to keep us from having dreams.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I just didn't think that this was such an impossible dream. That Steffi being allowed to romantically move on. Because here's the thing: no matter how you switch it, Liam is not a polygamist as much as he may want to be. Okay, he can't be with 2 women at the same time. That's just the math. So wishing for Steffi to have a fulfilling relationship with a man who adores her should not have come at the cost of Thomas being put on permanent prop duty, where he gets to where after finally getting away from that foolishness, he gets to regress after 2 years to go back to doing the same pointless shit that he was doing before. That don't make no sense.
And nothing's changed is what we are saying, is that we are still in the exact same position, like Pomeranian girl. She has been as honest as she can be. She's like, I know, I hear y'all, I get it. I just want to see her return feelings, right? But Pomeranian girl is not asking for too much, but she's not going to get it.
No, she's not, unfortunately.
We saw it today. Again, the look of, I'm going to vomit. And the man didn't even kiss her. Now she
The
walks out the house and now she's torn because she's keeping that secret from her husband
And it's
that
oh,
so
already knows, that already knows, and is telling her every day about Thomas. Now she feels like she got to keep it a secret from him that, well, yeah, you're right. He tried to kiss me. Now, you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the drama? A
that is no
secret about
secret.
an attempted kiss. So we started the year with a secret about a kiss for New Year's Eve. Now we're going to close the year with the secret about an almost kiss.
Absolutely pathetic. And here's the worst part about all of this. The worst part about this is that here's the thing. They needed to play in this, and it's like you said, it's the mind fuck. It's the manipulation that's in here. Is that they needed to pepper this up with sign, because here's the thing. Nobody wants to watch an unreciprocated love story. Okay?
Nobody.
Because that's not a love story. Okay?
Correct.
That's just trash. Okay, and we've already seen Thomas be into Hope and Hope not be into him. Nobody enjoyed that the first time around. Not the Hope fans, not the Thomas fans. It was putrid. I did not like it. It was uncomfortable and it was gross. So instead, they decided to, as you say so succinctly, Sam, they decided to indulge in mind fucking games by having Hope taking all these sneaky peeky looks at a shirtless Thomas. Okay, by having her do the flirty, giggle, nervous thing with Thomas when they were in close proximity. By having and of course, and the biggest one, that little fantasy that they took forever to actually state was a fantasy, where there was a passionate kiss between Hope and Thomas that never really happened. See, that's what I don't like right there specifically, is that in lieu of them writing a story of attraction, in lieu of them writing a story of full-blown attraction, because that's too much like honesty, they decided to pepper it up with little ambiguous things and then drop that fantasy with Hope in the green dress right in the middle of it to pull people's attention. Because the thing is, nobody's going to be interested in a story that's about Thomas being interested in Hope when Hope is clearly not interested in him. But
Right.
instead of just, because that's the story they want to tell, okay? They want to tell a story where Thomas is interested in Hope, Hope is not interested in him, and she's forever in love with Liam. Nobody wants to see that. We've already seen that, okay? And nobody wants to see it because it's boring and it's stupid. So instead of telling that story for the nth time, they said, okay, we'll make them think that something's there. Okay, we'll let Hope, kind of get a little bit big-eyed, looking at all the muscles. We'll have her defending Thomas to her mother and Liam, the two people who she trusts the most in this world. We'll have her siding with Thomas over her mother and Liam, and then we'll have her do a little nervousy, giggly thing, and then we'll drop a passionate kiss out of fantasy, out of nowhere, right in the middle of it, to make the fans think that there's something there, that there is a there. Only for us to come to today, where the question is actually brought directly to the forefront. Is there a there? For Hope to say, no, there's no there. It's not happening. It's like, okay, so if that was never the intention, why did y'all do all of this other stuff? Nobody asked for this. Okay,
Right.
nobody was asking for Thomas and Hope to get together before this. Nobody was really asking for it long term. I just wanted it to happen just so I could see Brooke and Liam fall apart, because I hate them and I find that amusing.
But what we was asking for was free Douglas, though.
Exactly. We asked. You got that right.
That's
We
right,
asked
Sam. That's
for
what we was
free-
asking for. Yeah.
Oh, Sanchez, you feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit, but I'm hanging in here with y'all.
All right, honey.
You need
But
to-
yeah, that's all we asked for. All we wanted was Thomas raising his child. We figured, you know what? The right woman ain't here yet, because no, Hope is not the right woman. But hopefully she'll be coming down the way sometime. But for now, Thomas raising his child is a great start to putting him fully on the right path of where his life should be going. And once we had that, we were all ecstatic. Ain't nobody was worrying about Hope in that shack. As far as we was concerned, Hope could forget about Douglas and stay in the shack with Beth and just let Thomas embrace bringing his son fully back into the Forrester family and allowing him and his people to raise that baby. That was perfectly fine with all of us. But then here they come with the bullshit.
Well,
Here
we
they
was
come.
getting there. It seemed like we was on that track. It seemed like that's what things were going. We were so happy. I think one of the highest moments for me was when Thomas hung up on Hope. Remember, she was trying to ask him about Douglas and blah blah blah, whatever she
Mm-hmm.
was doing, and we was like, man, yes. Thomas is
Yep.
finally, he's getting his life back. He's taking control. He not born Hope. He don't care what she think, what she's talking about, or Liam. And then they threw that in our face. They did that, like Darling said. We didn't ask for that. So what happened? Why did they do that? Well, I mean, because things were going so good. Things were
I, I
going well.
I think that when it comes to those characters, Liam, Hope, Brooke, I think that the powers that be who direct stories, they cannot tell a story for them in any other way except for the way we get them. Because why? Because that's all we see. Just like we just talked about. We finally got Steffi from being the third. Now it's Thomas.
Yeah,
Look at Brooke. I mean, this character, that's we can't get Bill and Steffi in a scene together because Bill has to be out there always begging for her. That
yeah.
character has absolutely no life
And
outside of begging for.
bro, that's
Now,
right.
we did, like you said, Lady Sanchez, we were on a roll. We
Yeah.
even had Bill save Lee out the alley, and we thought that we were going to get a nice homegrown, just a story. We didn't know where the
Yeah.
it was going to take us, but we were all ready to go on the journey. All for what? Every character, no matter what has happened, when it comes to Brooke, Liam, and Hope's turn for a story, every other
Mm-hmm.
character just gets thrown around the board, out of character, and just to do anything just to tell the same story for those characters.
Yeah. I mean, why? That's
Just
what
like,
I'm saying, and that's why I can't understand because it's like, why did you stop production, man, to go back to 2019?
right,
I
like Bubbles
mean,
just said. What was Bubbles just not saying about? I don't even remember what. I just lost the track of mine. But yeah, we back in 2019.
and we didn't even need that. I mean, Thomas, it all started when we got when the Django was Douglas, right? And he told Thomas that's his dad. Do he even think about him and all of that? Then we had Thomas up there for us the creations talking to his dad. His dad was all excited. Then we had a moment with Thomas Ridge and Erie that was exciting. Then they told the whole family. They let Taylor into it, and Steffi, and he was on the road. We was having nice family forest dinners. And Thomas wasn't thinking about Hope. Things were just on a ball. We even had Ridge, what I felt like probably would have been a good consolation prize because I think for me, my A story was Douglas coming home.
Yeah,
If we got Tridge, so be it. But I wasn't gonna invest all my heart and soul in it. But Ridge was around there snooping and sniffing around Taylor for the last 11 months.
yep,
Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and I have to go back to what Darling said. We didn't ask for this. Nobody was asking for this. We was just happy Douglas was getting ready to come home. We thought Douglas was getting ready to get freed. Was that
Mm-hmm.
it? Was that why they did that to us? Because we were happy Douglas was getting ready to get freed, so they thought they would do that to us?
I think
I
so.
think
Because keep in mind, we're not that far out on taping, y'all. They are not, they are less than 6 weeks out on the tape ahead. So, yeah, I really think so. I have to think so.
yeah, but they took everything from us at one time
At one time, yeah.
when they
Tridge too.
revealed
They took
Thomas.
Tridge too.
Right, because when they revealed Thomas as the CPS caller, it was as
Yeah.
Ridge was, professing his love to lying to Taylor on the mountain.
That's right. That's right.
So they took everything from us on the same day. Thomas making the CPS call. The first thing we said, why would he risk losing his son over Brooke and Ridge marriage? We said,
Exactly.
how
Doesn't
stupid would
make
that be?
sense.
But
Still
that's what
don't.
they do. They do things that don't make sense because it doesn't matter. They have to make the narrative fit for the heroine and the heroine support.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Everything was because that's the part that's befuddling and exasperating about it, that makes me so much more interested in Days. And I've been hanging tough with Y&R because it has not been easy, because Y&R has been disappointing me in some small ways, but Tucker coming back has been very interesting. Y'all know I'm already vested in Sally. I want Sally with Adam, and I do not want her with man whore Nicholas. So even though they've disappointed me in small places, they've been kind of feeding the fans in little ways. But then for them to come through with this big mess with Dabby is true soapness. So shit. I mean, you check the Twitter. They have people who don't even go watch. Like they said, I don't go here, but goddamn.
I'm going there. I dropped out, but I'm trying to re-enroll.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shoot, it's like damn. I need to. Somebody said, I don't
Not
watch Y&R, but I think I need to start watching this story. I mean, if it was like this every day, they would not lose anybody.
But wait a minute, but darling, what happened? Tell me what's gonna happen with Amanda, because before it went out today, Amanda was standing at the door getting ready to come in. So
Okay,
No,
no.
Amanda's in.
Well, okay. So no. She's talking about on today's show in America. The
Oh.
Canadian show is where all the shit popped off today. That's tomorrow's show. So that's what we'll see in America. So short version. Oh, Sanchez, you don't mind being spoiled, do you?
no.
Okay, so short version. Abby and Devon knocked the walls down. They was against the wall. They was on the stairs. They was on the piano. They was on the couch. They was on the floor. They was every which way but loose.
Right, right. I seen that. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
when Amanda got off the elevator, she did not go home. She went across the hall to talk to Nate ass. And while she was over there talking to Nate, they was basically redecorating the whole damn penthouse.
Because that's why I was like, wait a minute, it just went off with them kissing, and then they showed Amanda standing at the door. But when I seen the spoiler, I was like, wait a minute, she's standing at the door and all that's going on. What happened? What is that, a dream? That's why I thought it was a dream. So she had Nate though.
Exactly. And Chance, while all this is going on, Chance was trying to find Abby so they could talk, because he realized that argument they had was messed up, and he wanted to fix things between them. So he calling looking for her. She ain't picking up her phone, and he go home, and the nanny then told him, oh, she took Dom to go see Devon. So he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go over there and catch up. Yes. So the last 5 minutes of today's show was after Amanda finished reading Nate the riot act for the bullshit that went down, and Nate, as she stepped out in the hall, Chance was getting off the elevator at the same time, and they talked for a second, and so he told her, well, I came over to see to find Abby because me and her kind of we need to talk, and the nanny told me that she brought Dom over here to see Devon, and it was like, oh, well, Amanda says, oh, well, we'll go in and surprise them. So Amanda, of course, who's a resident, uses her key, opens the door, and what do they see but Devon and Abby wrapped up in a blanket on the couch, kissing, but about to go at round 12 on that couch.
No,
and it went off just like that.
No, you ain't seen shit.
It's all over the Twitter.
Darling,
There's a
don't
troll
Go ahead,
in the
really,
chat,
man.
Bubbles.
Yo, Your
Yeah, I
head must
haven't
have really
even.
been hurting,
It's
baby.
been bad. I couldn't even. My vision was so blurred, y'all. I couldn't even read the text.
If you don't take your ass to bed, oh, I got
I'm.
a call. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, they be finding us. I think it's that girl. They've been
Oh
blocked.
my
Oh,
gosh.
goodness.
Why is you up here? I need you to go to bed.
I will in a second, but I
All
don't
right.
want to miss
So,
nothing.
well,
I
okay.
don't want
Well,
to miss
so,
nothing.
Do you
okay.
know we
So,
record these for replays? Do
so
you
you
know
can't catch us in the AM, baby.
tomorrow?
No,
We
that's
just,
okay. That's okay. Y'all go ahead, darling. What's next?
all
Keep
right.
going.
So yeah, so you have that. So that
Hmm.
definitely popped off today. Well, that'll
Oh
pop
my
off for us
gosh.
tomorrow.
Y'all, this is
So
delicious.
yes, it is. It is soapy, messy after 9 p.m. deliciousness that we never get on this show. I mean, Y and R. It's like somebody
Oh my
walked up to Y and R and
God.
shook him on the or grab him and shook him in the shoulder and said, "You 50 years old today. You need to deliver." And
Oh
somebody
my
said, "I will.
gosh.
I swear, I
Oh
will."
my
And
gosh.
they
Yeah.
did. Because here's the thing, I don't give a shit about Abbott Newman Carlton, whatever the hell her name is. I never have. She gets on my nerves. But
Dalton.
today I was invested in Abby. I was like, girl, can't break your back. Go
Mm.
ahead, Abby. You
Same,
was
same.
Oh
I ain't
my
never like Abby either, but I'm
God.
Team Abby right now. Team Abby, get your back broke. Devon looks so fine breaking her back on that staircase. I was like, God damn, Brighton, God damn.
exactly.
Devon was going down on old girl. Mm.
He left her in
Yes.
pieces, honey. And I was sitting there like, well, okay then.
Yes.
Oh,
They
hey.
literally wasn't bullshitting around. YNR said, well, let's go ahead and give them something. Let's
I'm
give them
gonna tell
some
you what that
lunches.
was. Y'all know what that was. It's because days creeping up. You know, we out our number 4 spot and on number 3. That's what that
Stop it.
is. I'm
Is
telling
it?
you. We out. Yep. Our
Oh,
ratings
I
have
ain't seen
went
it
up.
because they don't do it.
Kelly sent me the ratings today. They did them.
Oh,
But
They
well,
did.
days
yeah,
ain't
They
in
hop
there
did
no
a
over
more.
and look.
They don't never have days in there no more though. It's always just the 3 now.
I think I don't know how she got them, but like what platform they use, but they did
Oh,
do a comparison from the app to
uh-huh.
the shows, and days viewers have went up. So before
Good.
we went to Peacock, we were sitting in number 4, but we're now sitting in number 3. And that's what somebody told them, look, man, they over there creeping on the come up.
Well,
Yeah, if
listen,
you about to get your
it's
ass outpaced by a damn show that's on an app that people actually had to peel
I'm
off
telling
coins to
you.
pay for, and your ass is for free.
I'm
Woo-hoo!
telling you. I'm
but I can tell
telling
y'all
you.
though, but
Irony for me because they didn't think that Days was going to do well. Nobody's going to pay for them to go to Peacock. Look how they
I
flock.
did.
Look how we flock to Peacock, and look how they are giving us everything every day. They reward us daily for flocking to Peacock.
Yep.
that's
We
right.
we get the money shots every day. There is something for everybody. I might not
Yep.
be that fond of EJ, but they gave me Anna and Tony to make those
Sure
scenes more
did.
palatable today.
Sure
Yeah.
did.
They gave
Yeah.
me
Sure did.
Susan Banks, honey. I can
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
go for another scene. If they got to have EJ on the screen, if he's with Susan or Tony and Anna, hell, honey, I
Mm-hmm.
don't care because them
And
the people I love.
Johnny. I loved
And
it when
Mhm.
he was
Johnny,
in there with Giovanni.
let me
Yes.
tell you about Giovanni Roman DeMira.
Tell
That
us about it.
boy got my whole damn heart. Let me tell you, I will fight you in the streets for Sammy's baby boy. And I ain't talking about Will. I will fight you for some Giovanni Roman DeMira. I would punch his
You
daddy.
doggone right. You are doggone right.
He is sharp. He is
That's
smart.
my heart right there.
He is his granddaddy with a heart. That little boy gonna grow up to be Stefano. I don't care what nobody says. He gonna be
Oh,
kidnapped.
but wait a minute. Did y'all see him Friday though? Him and his daddy was fighting for Susan's attention. And poor EJ was like, but mama, would you ever side over Johnny
That
with
was so
me?
That
And
cute.
was
she was like,
hilarious.
stop.
That was so
She
damn
say,
cute.
stop it. She say, don't you even say it. I love
I
both of
I love
y'all.
both of y'all.
And I was like, and he was in
Grown ass
tears.
man.
He
I
was
Grown ass
know
man.
it.
Like,
in tears.
well,
He
you
was
know
in
the
earnest. Yep.
Yeah, but you know it's the oldest saying in the world. Mothers, the only thing a mother who truly adores her son will adore more is her grandson. I
Yeah.
mean, I have seen that so many times in my life where men be like, "Man, mama act like I ain't shit since that baby got here."
Mhm.
And you ain't.
You ain't.
And you ain't.
And all of them,
You,
not
you,
just Susan, but just like you said, Anna too. She went right on here. Johnny got her wrapped around the little baby finger too.
Yes, honey. He got all the girls wrapped around. All the girls in the family is wrapped around his fingers.
As it should be.
And I'm
As
not
it
mad.
should be.
I absolutely fucking love it.
You and
well,
me both.
I adore it because Johnny was born. Johnny was born at a very special time in Days of Our Lives history, when Days was not having everybody have kids. Like Days went through this phase where everybody suddenly had a child, but Johnny and Allie were born at that time where everybody wasn't having a kid all at the same time. So Sammy having twins was kind of a big deal because like literally nobody else was having a kid around the time that she had a kid. Especially not a Demera child at that. A child in the Demera family because that was before Chad and Abby and anybody else started reproducing. So it was like literally Johnny was like the first born Demera in ages aside from because the one before him was what Lexi's child.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Theo was the last kid who was born to one of the Demera kids before Johnny, and then after Johnny, they didn't have no more for a hot damn minute.
This is certainly true.
I mean, so and they value their legacy kids on Days of Our Lives. Johnny is the best of Sammy and his father. He really is. He is the best possible outcome of having mixed those two of mixing the Brady Demera gene pool together like that. And he's what you got, and he certainly is well worth the investment that they've put into him. I'm glad that they when they said that they were finally aging Sammy's children up and bringing them back to Salem, I was like, hallelujah. The only one they need to age up next is Sydney. And that's it.
Who?
Sydney.
Sydney.
EJ
Girl,
and Sammy's baby girl.
EJ and Sammy daughter. The one that Nicole, girl, the one that got switched at birth when she was still married to Rafe and she had a baby, Nicole and her, they ended up with their children getting switched.
Right.
No, I
Sydney.
don't give a damn about no EJ's kids.
Sydney, and what was the other baby name? Grace?
Grace, yes, but Grace was sickly, so she passed. And so
Mhm.
when the baby died, the baby that died was actually EJ and Nicole's baby. But the one that Nicole actually and Nicole and EJ were raising was actually Sammy and EJ's baby. So yeah, that was a whole damn mess when that happened.
Yeah, I got educated on that on Beyond Salem.
Yeah, that was so.
I think
Yeah,
it was
so
the Christmas one. The Christmas
right.
one. Yeah.
So she is currently the only younger Demera that is not on screen. I think she's in school in Europe somewhere or something.
Yeah.
While everybody else then settled then made their way back to Salem. So based on her genetics though, if she's anything like her brother, she gonna be a hell raiser too. So we just gonna see what's gonna happen when that pop out. But
Yeah,
that's the
no, all of Sammy's kids is so damn different across the board.
it is. It's like Sammy having such a profound relationship with a Horton man and then a Demira man and having children from both of those relationships has been one of the most fruitful decisions, regardless of whether you shipped Lumi or whether you shipped Ejammy, one of the most fruitful decisions that Days ever made. Allison Sweeney just celebrated her 30th year in daytime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my Lord, y'all done made me feel my age. I remember when Sammy was running around as a candy striper, using the Punnett square she learned about in high school science to figure out that Belle wasn't for her dad and was for John.
Yes, girl. I remember that too, honey. Sure do.
I was like, we didn't came for, and she was like, okay, so if Belle's blood type is such, then she's Dad's child, but if it's not, then she's for John. And they had her breaking into that computer and looking, and you did not see the result. I still remember to this day. I was like, okay, is she gonna say what the blood type is so we know who the baby's for? And she did not. We didn't figure out who the baby was for until like quite a while later when she finally just fessed up and said it that that's not my dad's child. Mm-mm-mm.
And Sarah was on that shit, honey, because she had Belle on the damn black market.
Yes, she did. She was like, oh no, my parents gonna stay together, and this child being around here is not conducive to that, so we gotta change this shit.
Yes, honey. She
She'll
said,
go to a good home.
we're not doing this shit. And she went on ahead and put little bitty baby Belle Black. She put little bitty baby Belle Black on the black market.
Mm-hmm.
Said, no, girl, I'm trying to get my family back together. Your ass can't be here.
Honestly, Sammy Churn need to be very much so. Sammy Churn need to be glad that none of them tried to sell each. Sammy need to be glad none of her children tried to sell each other. Because what's she gonna say? You cannot sell your brother or your sister.
Right, but you tried to sell Aunt Belle. Remember that time you tried to sell Aunt Belle?
We're not talking about me right now. That's what.
Mama. You remember that time you tried to sell Aunt Belle?
That'd be the first thing out of my mouth. We're not talking about me right now. Okay, so that's not really relevant to a damn thing. We talk about you.
My goodness.
But
okay, it's 8:36. I want to get to GH before we get too far ahead because child, my Esme came back today and
what happened? Tell me.
Girl, Esme came back today and I was living. Nicholas still got her up in this damn tower like the damn lady from what was that, Wuthering Heights. She locked up in this damn tower. So she's trying to figure her way out, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about Esme said she is fixing to take these damn sheets off this bed and climb her pregnant ass out this window because Nicholas won't let her out the house. Nicholas done popped off on Victor because Victor ain't telling him what's going on in his little plans. What the fuck you want, Uncle Victor? You just over here in my face with these damn fucking long ass poetic words that don't mean shit. What the fuck you want? I got time for this shit. I got real shit going on in my life. You sitting over here talking about Nicholas to be the prince of the family. Bitch, I ain't trying to be the prince of the family. I'm trying to keep my shit together. What you want? And Victor was like, oh, well, maybe I should tell you some of the secrets that's going on in the family since you acting like your shit about to come undone. Mm-hmm. That's all I remember because I was also in somebody's space and they kept trying to talk to me. And I was like, if I told y'all Esme on the TV, I can't be talking to you. That's all that I know that happened today. And then something happened with that old girl in the park, Willow, that's still talking about she waiting to get past her first trimester before she tell anybody she got the cancer. Ain't she about ready to have this baby now? Ain't she been pregnant all summer? Like, ain't we probably 6 months in with her now being pregnant and still not telling nobody she got the cancer?
She got cancer?
She got
leukemia.
Yeah, she got leukemia. And she been walking around here looking all hollowed out and sallow and falling out and shit, talking about, oh, you know, it's the baby, and I'm in school, and I'm tired, and I'm pregnant, and I didn't eat lunch today, so of course I'm gonna faint. It's just pregnancy.
Lying her ass off to everybody, and Michael's stupid enough to believe all this shit, but then Michael is stupid.
And TJ is like, girl, you need to tell your people before you sit up here and fucking die, because we can't keep, I mean, we got doctor-patient confidentiality, but what the fuck when you have to be brought in in an ambulance to the general hospital and your baby in peril and you in peril because you ain't told nobody you got the damn cancer and you've been passing out all over town trying to justify this low blood sugar. So now Nina thinks that Willow and TJ having an affair, which would be awesome,
I
Because
saw
She
that.
would.
every time she see them together, they hugged up. He comforted her about something. They got their heads together and talked. And she told Sonny today, listen, I ain't trying to stir no shit up with your kids or nothing, but ain't it funny how Willow always be in these little intimate little head meetings with TJ? Is everything okay with her and Michael? Cause look at them over there right now on the bench hugged up. Where Michael at? Honey, it was a good day in Port Charles.
Well, listen, I just want to know if Nina gonna save that heifer with her bone marrow.
That's what everybody suspects.
She's gonna have to. She's
Well,
gonna
they
have
need to hurry up and get there. I mean, because I need that. I will hurry up and turn on both General Hospital. If I could see Nina being sought after for her DNA by Carly to save Willow. Because Carly know that that's Nina's daughter. And she still haven't told nobody. I'm gonna need Carly to be dragged. Somebody tag team me in when it commences.
Oh, she getting dragged.
I want her to drag her by her damn roots.
By her pubic hairs. Because it's the second time. How does the second time you gonna keep this woman away from the daughter she's been searching for all her life? How?
And that's how you ended up losing your husband in the first damn place, being petty like that. She should have been upfront with Nina, even though you don't like Nina, even though you feel like Nina stole your husband. She wouldn't have stole your husband if you hadn't pulled that shit with her daughter. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. So yeah, she deserves it. I don't blame Nina not one bit for not saying nothing about Sonny, because she went to that big helmet-headed fool trying to tell her, and what she do? She snapped and popped off at the mouth at Nina, and Nina was like, okay, bitch, well then fine. I tried. I did my part and I tried, but you and your big old helmet-headed ass want to pop off at the mouth. So fuck y'all. She went on about her life, and I didn't blame her one bit. If I'm trying to help you and you get mouthy with me, you can
help your damn self.
If I try to come back and help you again.
Yeah, because Carly did. When Nina called Carly from New York in Nixon Falls to tell her that Sonny was alive, Carly was nasty as hell to her on that phone.
She was
yelling at her on the phone. So
she absolutely was. Because that's the kind of shit she does. Now, see, the part that's effed up, and this is the part that's really gonna be a mess, is that because she has cancer of all things for her to have, Nina literally is gonna end up being the thing or the one who can save her life. But between Carly deciding to keep a secret that she shouldn't be keeping, and Willow, for her own unfathomable reasons, deciding that she's not going to tell nobody that she has leukemia, not just leukemia, stage 4 leukemia, okay? That's the part that killed me. It's like, it's not like they're saying you have stage 1 leukemia. Like you have, maybe some room to fuck around before you find out. There literally is no room. This is like factor 10, I'm going around and then I'm going to find out. It's like, so between Carly doing stuff she ain't got no business doing, her doing stuff that don't make no damn sense, it's literally going to end up going down to the wire of whether or not Willow ends up living through this, because it's all going to come out at the end, at least in my opinion, that's what the setup is that Carly knew that Nina was Willow's mother from Jump Street, and had that been information out in the mainstream, that would have made the difference between whatever happens to Willow at the end of this story. So Carly ain't getting out of this one. There ain't no way, no date.
Well, do you think that we could be lucky enough that they would kill off Willow?
I don't know. I mean, they did. I mean, let's be honest. First of all, this shows the General Hospital's General Hospital's cast is very, very heavy. Okay, it's very front heavy. It really is. They have more people than they actually can functionally write for, and some of the ones they write for, what they write for them is not all that great. Honestly, I think Michael as the grieving widower raising a child would be a better story for him. Because because aside from Willow and TJ actually having some chemistry, I don't have no use for her.
None. And I've never had any use for Willow. The only use I have for her now is that Nina saves her hide after she drags Nina. That's it. And that's just for her to eat crow. But if she don't make it, I'll allow it. But then I need Nina to rip Carly a whole new one. Not just Nina, but the whole town.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing: she won't just get ripped up by Nina. She's gonna get ripped up by her precious little children. That's what. That's what's gonna kill Carly. Her kids are gonna turn, especially Michael, are going to turn against her for this.
I can't wait to see it.
You think so?
Yeah, because this is
Michael's an ass, but he loves Willow.
Right, and this is her life, honey.
And they baby.
Right, and they baby. So they baby could die, she could die. His whole family is at risk because Carly is being petty.
But you know what? And Carly don't know she got cancer, so that's gonna be her out. It's not gonna be an out because it doesn't matter.
Right.
But it makes it so deliciously messy. I can't wait for something to happen with it. Keep us up to date on that.
She's gonna try to use that as an out, but it's gonna be a matter of, well, I didn't know she had cancer. It's like, it doesn't matter if she had cancer. What matters is that she needed that. You had that information, and you had no reason not to put it forth. You knew for months, and that's the thing about this particular type of secret. Okay, Carly is no stranger to hidden paternity. Okay, she's done this at least twice before. Once with Michael, when she did not want anybody knowing that AJ was the father. First, everybody thought Tony was the father. Then she said Jason was the father, and Robin blew her ass out of the water by revealing that AJ was the father. Okay, so once with that. And then again, but in a much more minor way, when Alexis got pregnant with Christina, and Alexis did not want Sonny to know that he was the biological father because everybody thought Ned was the biological father, and he agreed not to say anything. She didn't say anything about Christina, about Sonny being Christina's biological father, but eventually she ended up telling Sonny, because they had just got back together, she eventually ended up telling Sonny that Christina was his daughter. So this is not the first or even the second time Carly has been someplace in a position where paternity is not, where somebody's paternity or maternity is not being actually revealed, and it's going to cause a shit show. It's just, this is actually conceivably the worst possible version of those other two stories possible, because like there was not really a hardcore consequence to Michael's paternity being fudged with for a while, or Christina's paternity not being known right away. This shit, there are consequences, ugly ones. So I know if she getting dragged all right, there is no way out of this one for Carly Spencer, whatever the hell her name is now.
Carly Spencer. She took her mother's name. She's Carly Spencer now. Carly Spencer.
She did take her mother's name. She actually did say that when she was in Jacksonville, didn't she?
She did.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
She did?
Because, she was trying to find herself and all this other shit. They had this big little
that was boring as fuck
about last names and who they want to be and who she's been. And like that trip to Jacksonville was just the most fucking boringest. Like that was the anti-Nixon Falls, if you ask me. And if you mad about it, stay mad about it. Because this was the anti-Nixon Falls. Sonny had a whole exciting I felt like Sonny went to fucking Holly Oaks. He went to this little bitty town with all these people in this little bit village. Everybody knew everybody. They all hung out at this bar where this man was. These people knew everybody. Everybody was friendly except for them one little set of people they had a little dust up with. But they had their little cowboy hats and their little cookouts and hoedowns. I mean, it was just some damn real respectable down home shit. And it was
And
intriguing and it was interesting. And we got new characters who had their own flaws and storylines. And then we get down to Jacksonville, Florida, and we ain't even got a damn decent ass crab boil.
let me tell you something. Nixon Falls is what got me started watching General Hospital full time a couple years ago. Nixon Falls. I loved the Nixon Falls story. I loved watching Sonny as Mike fall in love with Nina. I loved it all. I loved Nina and Sonny's best friends. What was their name? Phyllis
Phyllis
and
and
whatever his, yeah.
oh, the man died. What was his
Yeah, he
name?
did. He died. I forgot his name.
Oh, that's horrible that we forgot his name. George, Phyllis and George? No.
Mm-mm.
Anyway.
Forgive us for forgetting your name, sir, who died in Nixon Falls. Sorry.
It's okay because he didn't make it. But y'all don't even realize how excited I am to see Esme doing shit. And stuff is picking up in Port Charles again, even though a lot of it is boring as hell. Like, I don't care that Victor is setting up Anna with Alex. And we know it's Alex. Anna talking about it's a deep fake. No, bitch, it's your sister.
That's right.
That's the part I can't understand. I'm like, how did everybody suddenly get amnesia and forget she got a whole twin?
Right.
Because she fell off that bridge. But everybody goes off of that damn bridge.
In this town, yes.
Everybody goes off that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she went off, Anna has gone off that damn bridge, y'all, and come back. So the fact that you sitting here looking at these pictures and thinking, oh, well, that's deep fake. Obviously, they got some very good, sophisticated technology. No, bitch, they got your sister.
That's
Look,
it.
they
That's it.
literally
Plain and
got
simple.
your sister. They got your
Now
sister.
y'all know I'm an agent of chaos. I would love for that sister to come back with Peter August.
Peter is her son.
Yep.
Exactly. So
I love
that would be,
Peter August.
and that would, and of course, the story writes itself. Well, why would she do that? Because you kind of sort of killed your nephew a little bit, kind of sort of, man. Siblings may not really go for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
sometimes.
It was her son and everything, so she might take it personally that
that
Anna, murdered her son in cold blood.
Exactly, to make sure that Maxie and everybody else was safe from him.
Where is Weezy face on, y'all? Where is Weezy?
We ain't seen Weezy in a minute.
Oh, girl.
Peter still got Weezy, right?
You talking about
where's Weezy? Who got Weezy?
Are you talking about O'Brien?
No. Okay, so Maxie got her baby back?
Yeah.
Ben had a baby back.
Mm.
Oh, you talking about Louise the damn baby. That's
Weezy face on.
I'm not trying to disparage nobody named Louise, but they named that baby Louise, and that's a big ass name for a little baby. They need to give her a more appropriate nickname. Louise.
They gonna call her Lulu probably.
Well, they bet not.
Because they already got a Lulu, don't they? That's
we
right.
already got a Lulu. They should have just named her Lucy, but we already got a Lucy.
Well, they can just call her Lou, L-U.
I guess, because honey, Louise. Culture.
So, okay. What's today? Monday? Okay. So we did do 2 days worth of days. Did anybody have anything to add about the days before? Because I think that was mostly.
I did have 2 things to add. One, I love Johnny and Wendy being as resourceful as they are, because they're getting more shit done together on this. We're gonna get to the bottom of this shit than anybody else. Because Wendy got the tech skills and she getting into it, but she also realizes y'all Damaris and all these y'all is a strange ass family. Y'all die, but y'all don't really die. Between her talking to Johnny and talking to Stefan, she like, y'all is strange. She probably, I think Wendy really feel like I didn't come up in here and met the real life Adams family in the middle of Illinois.
And isn't she just a doll, baby?
Shit.
I
I love her.
absolutely me too. I love Wendy. She's fun with all the characters. And she's been caught twice now, sneaking around in that damn office. It's
And
been
think
adorable.
fast on her feet, honey, because they was like, "Who is you talking to about me?" Oh, I was talking to my friend about you guys and this wonderful job that my brother has gotten me. Like Salem is hot. You got that's all. I was talking to my mom and them. Yeah, my mom and them, because you know they like to check in on me and stuff. I was my friend from high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had an answer and she didn't waver and she didn't show any kind of nerves. Stefano would love that little girl to
That's
be
right.
his
His
granddaughter.
granddaughter-in-law.
That's right.
He would have said she would have made good
insist on
material.
it because she had both EJ and Stefan eating out of the palm of her hands.
Yes, honey.
Yes, ma'am. She
She
sure
is
did.
walking to this man's office and going through the shit on his desk. You ain't got no reason. What you looking for? Oh, you know my brother got all this damn paper around. He's so old fashioned. I didn't know this shit is gonna be a security issue, but he don't want to listen to me. So I just thought I would clean his shit up a little bit, you know, try to get him in the 21st century with everybody else, because I am the head of IT. It's kind of embarrassing for me to be around here having every shit on my little Palm Pilot, and my brother's still out here with the paper and the pencil like it's 75. He got
like
quills.
a beast.
Right.
Exactly. Not to mention, Stefan, you're an HR problem because you dead.
Hey, and listen. Now, did y'all see how excited Wendy got when she thought that Chanel was gonna ask her to do a join them in a
Yes,
threesome?
she was like, "Oh, so y'all want me to be in on the threesome?" I'm really, complimented by that. Like I think that's awesome. But I don't know if I'm like a threesome kind of girl. And Chanel was like, "And you ain't, because we ain't asking."
Exactly.
And then I was like, "But ask her. Go ahead."
I know. They so adorable. I mean, seriously, we've got Chanel, Allie, and Wendy. I mean, Salem is just goddamn adorable these days. I'll just say it that way. I just love these young adults, and they work so well with the adults.
Yes.
Don't they?
And they're cute. And also there's enough of them for us to actually have interesting things happen. That's the other thing that's important. Because of the other shows, specifically, because even Y&R, as interesting as it is, it's like they don't have enough characters in certain age groups to really mix it up and create havoc. And they don't have that problem on
Not on days.
They got everybody they need.
They got a deep bench, and when I say they have a deep bench, they have a deep and legendary bench. I mean, when you can pull off Tony and Anna off a bench, use a bad. I mean, Tony and Anna never goddamn fails. They never sleep. They always come through the door in the middle of a damn story with some shit. Always on, always entertaining. I just fucking love Days of Our
Listen, they
Lives.
brought Mike Horton back home for one damn day, and it didn't seem like prop casting like Bold does. It seemed very natural that Mike Horton would come home to get his sister, his little baby sister Jennifer, to come home and take Jennifer. Girl, come on, let me take you to this facility so we can get fucking right. Our mama, dad, we ain't got nobody but each other. Come on, let me take you over here and get your life right. And he he came home and got his sister and took her to go get her life right.
And before he left, he ran into his old flame. Remember, he ran into Nancy.
Nancy wasn't a flame girl. Nancy
was he a mark?
See, girl, what had happened was you weren't watching back then. So when they introduced the Wesleys, I think Mike was already the head of the hospital, or he was supposed to be next in line, but Craig got the job. Craig, and they actually, what had happened was they were in competition, And Nancy was fucking Lady Macbeth to a T, honey. When I tell you that there is no better Lady Macbeth in daytime than Nancy Wesley, I mean that shit with an exclamation point. She was out here pulling shit for Craig back in the day, honey. Craig never would have become the chief of surgeon, the chief of staff. That damn position that should have been Mike's birthright because he was Tom Horton's grandson. Craig Wesley came with Nancy Wesley. Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth came and scooped that shit up. That's why Mike was treating her like she was shit on the bottom of his shoe, because the last time he was in town, they was all ops. They wasn't friends. And so Nancy being friendly, like, Mike, it's so good to see you after all these years. And he's like, bitch, I'm an elephant. I ain't forgot shit. They had in my face. And she was like, Mike, that was so many years ago. He was like, bitch, you can die today. Okay? You want to talk about the past? You could have died yesterday or today. It'll still be the past for me, and that shit is still fresh. And it was a beautiful thing to see that history, because people don't know that Mike and the Wesleys was beefing. People don't.
I didn't, but you know what? But you, just like you said, Days does a great job of going back in that bench, and it doesn't and you know, they always catch you up in a way to let you know what's happening. Usually there's some damn funny way and some funny off the mark, you know, joke, but the bench is deep and it is legendary.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, I am impressed all the time with them. We got Ava about to go out. We know she'll be popping up soon, but we know somebody else is going to be coming in.
Yes, and that's how I like the way that they keep the door rotating like that. And the thing with Mike and Nancy and Craig, I wish Craig had been there too with Nancy when Mike walked up on them, because that would have been the cherry on top for me. It's 9:00. We got to wrap up. So real quick, yes, girl, the treachery and the rivalry between them two houses back in the day, that was everything.
Wow.
And they gave us cliff notes when they met, because Mike told I won't forgive or forget what you and Craig did all those years ago. Like they was steamrolling Mike back in the day, honey. There was some good drama. And I think that was back when they first got Rourke Critchlow in that role, because the other Mike Horton was kind of more of a dirty blonde, and he had kind of like a mullet. But when Rourke came in, girl, I was like, hold the phone. Honey, that was it for me. They can bring him back once every 25 years if they want to, and I'm good with it.
Yes. You know, Days are so good with it, and I have been so impressed when I wake up in the morning. I am so happy to get up and watch Days first thing in the morning, no matter where it picks up. It's always giving. We had Rachel Parent Trapping. You see how she said her stomach was hurting when they argued?
You know, I don't like that little demon seed, but yeah, she parent.
She is a demon right off the block. She is a what they say, what fall from head, land don't show, but she is a chip right off the old block, and I love it. Yes, and I know it's 9:00.
We'll do this tomorrow. We lost Darling because her Wi-Fi went out, so I hope everything is okay with her. Lady Sanchez had a migraine, so I hope she took herself to bed like I told her to. And we've been lost, but we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody will be back tomorrow, including our little gang over here on YouTube. So thank you guys for coming out, and Sam, thank you for staying and seeing it through to the end and not having issues with your internet.
All right, you already know. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And thanks again to my YouTube folks. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and go ahead and hit that notification button, or you can follow us on Anchor and Spotify. Good night, guys.